Hey guys, I'm Coach Hallie and this is the Iron Mobility Fitness channel. I am going to go through a core and pelvic floor circuit. So these are movements to help deepen your core engagement, engage your pelvic floor in an optimal way where we are learning how to coordinate it with our breath and our movement. And it's just going to be a short circuit of 3 exercises and we're going to do it twice together. All right, let's get started. First thing you need, here's my yoga block. So you're going to need a yoga block, and you can put this at any height. You know, don't be a hero. This is a pretty challenging exercise, but just a reminder, this is not a warm-up. So this is an actual circuit requiring you to be already warm. So if you haven't warmed up yet, definitely recommend hitting up one of our hip mobility warm-up videos to prime you for this circuit. Okay, let's get started. This is an abduction hover lifting over this yoga block, and we are going to target the glutes and our thighs. This is a great way to help engage your pelvic floor muscles and brace them and your deep core as we move our leg. So we're going to breathe in, stabilize through our body, and then exhale, lifting that leg up and over the yoga block, controlling it down. Now we want to try to breathe in 3-dimensional breath, exhale, feeling the pelvic floor and deep abs engage as we lift and hover. 2 more just like that, just bringing that leg up with control. Nothing else changes in the body. And 1 more full rep. Try not to lean over to your opposite arm as much as you can. And last hover here. Nice. Okay, before we do the other side, we're gonna do a kneeling, half kneeling position and do 5 reps of a little hover coming off the ground. So that same working leg is your back leg here, and we're gonna send that tailbone down, reach our arms straight out, protracting through our scaps. Same concept, we're inhaling, expanding our inhale into our rib cage. Exhale, lift and hover the knee, control it down. 4 more. Exhale, hover, inhale. And just trying to feel a little bit of height. We're not standing up a significant amount. It's just lifting the back knee, pressing into both feet, and coordinating our abdominal engagement. Last one, with our breath. Awesome. So I'm going to turn around now and we're going to do the right leg hip abduction hovers over the yoga block. Give that left leg a little rest. Okay, set up your position in a nice stable quadruped position with this leg directly out from your hip, big toe side of your foot on the ground. Make sure you're not sinking into your scaps. Push away from the floor. Big breath in, exhale, lift. Control it down and repeat. Exhale, inhale. 2 more full reps. Can you feel that deep abdominal engagement as you exhale and lift? 1 more full rep, and back over. Rest that leg. Moving into that half kneeling position now. Take a moment to find your setup. You want the back knee directly under your hip, posterior pelvic tilt. Reach both arms straight out in front of you and protract through your scaps. 5 reps here, big breath in. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. Try to bring your inhale into the back and sides of the rib cage. 2 left. They're a lot harder than they look. And lower down. Awesome. Okay, and then we're going to go into a split stance deadlift. So you're going to need at least 1 kettlebell if not 2. I'm going to use a bigger bell on the inside of my front foot and a lighter bell. This one looks bigger, but it's actually lighter. But the lighter bell is going to be on the outside of my front foot. Okay, so we're going to have a split stance position with the back heel popped up, and we're going to go into these with a 2-2 tempo for 8 reps. Okay, so just finding a nice deep hinge as we inhale, exhale as we stand tall with the bells. And we'll start our count of our reps after we pick up the bells and start from the standing position. Okay, so set yourself up, either 1 bell in this inside arm or 2 bells, and exhale, push down through the feet, stand tall. Most of our weight is in our front leg, and we're going to focus on the inhale, breathing into the sides, back of the rib cage. Exhale, feeling everything hug in gently toward our midline. Nice, guys. And just find that deep hinge. Stretch that front leg's hamstring back. Three more. Last rep. And lower the bells all the way down. We're going to take 30 seconds before we do the other side. You can keep the bells where they are and just turn your body around to do the other side. Okay, now one thing I didn't mention is we're still trying to get that 3-dimensional breath. Rib cage expansion on the inhale, pelvic floor naturally lengthens on that inhale as you hinge over, and then as you exhale, rib cage wraps in toward your midline. The pelvic floor gently engages and lifts, hugging in and up gently, not a tight squeeze sensation, but all of that's happening at the same time as you're exhaling and standing up with your kettlebells. Okay, let's do it on the other side. Here we go. Set your position, lengthen your spine, hips back, inhale, and exhale. Stand tall. Here we go, 8 reps, hinging over, big breath in, 1, 2, and exhale, 1, 2. Finding that coordination of your breath with your movement. And that really is the goal of a pelvic floor exercise. You know, you can turn any exercise into a pelvic floor drill, because once you bring focus to it, you are able to coordinate it with your breathing, and it's all part of your pressure management system in your core. 3 more. Last rep. And lower the bells all the way down. Nice. We're gonna get a little break here, just a sip of water, and then we're gonna do all that again. Like I said, just one more time, 2 sets of that circuit, and then we're done, okay? So this is just a short little workout, but very effective for our deep core, for our pelvic floor coordination, and it just feels good, you know, like working out in this way with intention and purpose behind your exercises, taking time to breathe and focus on how you're breathing really makes a difference in the quality of your movement. So we're not just pushing through things and breezing through them quickly, because yeah, that's gonna maybe burn calories, but is it gonna be really as effective at making you a better mover? Probably not, right? So that's why I love to take things a little slower, move with intention, find our deep engagement, make sure we're fully engaged with every rep, and you know, you're gonna see your progress a lot more in your strength in that way versus just burning calories and feeling like defeated at the end of a workout. Okay, so here we go. Set up for the hip flexion or the hip abduction hovers. Here we go. Pressed out of those shoulders. Try not to sink in the scaps. Set the rib cage position. Slight posterior pelvic tilt, making sure that we are engaging our abdominal wall to support our spine. Now take a big breath in and exhale, lift. Controlling the leg down. Big breath in. Back over your object. Could be a yoga block, could be a water bottle, could be a shoe, could be a kettlebell. Just one more rep like that. And last one, exhale, lift. Awesome. And then we're coming up to that half kneeling position again with that hovering leg as your back leg. So just find your half kneeling position. Find that posterior pelvic tilt. Reach your arms forward. Just 5 reps here. Big breath in. And exhale. Press through the feet. Inhale, control down. 4 more. I think there's a hummingbird above my head. Exhale. Inhale. Just 2 more. Lifting up just a little bit. And last one. Awesome. Cool. Then we're going to grab the yoga block and do the right leg hip abduction hovers again. So send that leg out to the side. Here we go. Big breath in. And exhale, lift. Hover over the block. Keep pushing out of your scaps. Exhale, back over. Just 2 more full reps. Try not to lean to the opposite arm. Again, taking that time to coordinate your breath, your pelvic floor as you hover and lift. And back over. Awesome. Move that block off to the side. And we've got the half kneeling hovers now with the left leg forward, right leg back. 5 more reps here. Here we go. Big breath in. Find that posterior tilt. Exhale, lift. Inhale. And again, these are very humbling exercise. They look so easy, but they are deceptively difficult. 2 more. Oh, hummingbird. Last one. Awesome, guys. Okay, and then we just have 1 more set of the deadlift. So grab your kettlebells. And I'm actually going to set up with the heavier bell further away from you this time so that my front leg is going to be toward you guys and you can see the hip hinge more effectively, okay? Here we go. Hinge over. Set those scaps down your back, away from ears. Exhale, standing tall with the bells. 8 reps. Inhale, 1, 2. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale. 6 more. Finding that 3-dimensional breath. And you have that option with that gentle pelvic floor activation. Exhaling. Feeling everything hug in gently toward your midline. 3 left. Find that stretch into the hamstring and glute with every rep. Last one. Hinge back over, set the bells down. We're gonna rest about 30 seconds, and then we've got the other side. All right, guys, here we go. Left leg forward, or opposite leg of what you started with on the set. Woo. Shift that weight over into your front leg. Find your nice deep hinge, grab onto your bells. Feel those lats engage as your scaps depress away from your ears. Exhale as you stand. And here we go, 8 reps. Inhale. Exhale. Find that 3-dimensional breath. And find that nice deep stretch. Four left. Two more. Last rep. Set the bells all the way down. Woo! Nice. All right, my friends, that is it for today. It's just a short workout. I'm not even gonna cool you down. Take time to do that if you want. Maybe do a 3rd set if you want. It's up to you. And make sure to like and subscribe to the Iron Mobility Fitness channel. If you have any questions or feedback, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.